Shalom and welcome to this week's Hebrew class. As we have come to the end of chapter 5, we now come to revision, and it is the part A revision, and it will cover verses 1 to 22 of Yehuchanan, or in modern Hebrew, Yochanan, and in English, John. So let us begin. And for anyone who's not too accustomed to the valves, we have an Akud, a valve marking chart, and also the resources that we constantly use to enable us to understand the Hebrew a bit better. So we shall begin. And of course we see we have an Aleph, which has a value of 1. So we're in verse 1 of chapter 5. And we read it. Achar, which is after ha-devarim, the words or the things, ha-ele, these, ha-ya, it was, chag, a feast, la Yahudim, to the Yehudim. After the words these, it was a feast for the Yehudim. Va-ya-al, and he went up, Yahusha, Yerushalayim, to Jerusalem. And he went up, Yeshua, to Jerusalem. And then we have Avet, which is the second letter of the alphabet, so in verse 2. U Yerushalayim, and in Jerusalem, Bereka, a pool, al-yad, which can be represented as by the hand of, literally it could be on hand, but it's translated by the side, sha'ar, meaning the gate of, hatzon, the sheep. By the gate of the sheep gate. Well, basically it's saying by the side of the sheep gate. And in Jerusalem, a pool by the hand over the side of the gate of the sheep. And so we come now to the next part. It's part B of 2, and we have Asher, that, Yikreu, they did call, la, to it, or for it, belashon, in the tongue, and we could say of, Ivrit, Hebrew. Beit, meaning house, chasdah, meaning house of mercy. That they did call for it, in the tongue Hebrew, house of mercy. Ve'la, and to it, chamisha, which means 5. Ulamim, ulamim means porches. And to it 5 porches. Then we have Gimel, which is 3, we're in verse 3. Shema, there, shukvu, they lay, cholim, the sick, ve'ivrim, and the blind, ufischim, and the lame. There they lay the sick, and the blind, and the lame. And then we have part B of 3, and we read it. V'shei koach, which means and withered of strength, which is translated probably as paralyzed or so, right? La rov, for many. V'hema, and they, me'yachalim, would recover. Lit nu'at, when it stirred, And that can be to the movement of, or when it stirred. Ha'mayim, the water. And withered of strength for many, and they would recover when it stirred the water. And we're in Dalet, verse 4. Ki, for, malak, a messenger, Yarad, he descended. Be'mo'ado, in his appointed time. L2, ha-bereka, the pool. Va-yar-esh, and it stirred, and it was stirred. For a messenger, he descended in his appointed time to the pool, and it stirred. Then we have part B, et, which is a grammar marker, may, ha, the waters of it, or its waters. The haya, and it would be ha, your red, the one going down. Rishon, first or firstly. L2, to ka, which is its midst. So into its midst or to its midst. Right? And this one, because the Vav's got a Shavar, it's sort of like an imperfect form, so, and it would be. You could say, and it was, or it would be. And so we turn to the next page. And we're in 4C. Achare, after, hit, go, shu, they erupted. Ha-mayim, the water, who, he, near pa, was healed. After they erupted, the waters, he was healed. Mikal, from all, machala, ailment, so you could say from any ailment, Asher, that, Davka. Davka is had clung, bo, in him. From all ailment or any ailment that had clung in him. And so we come to Hey, which we know has a value of 5. Sham, and there, Ish, a man, Echad, one, the who, and he, the Chal Yo, in his sickness. Shelo Shim, 30. And there a man, one, and he in his sickness, 30. Ush mo ne, and 8. Shana meaning years, and 8 years. And then we have a Vav, which has a value of 6. And then we read, Vayar, and he saw, Oto, him, Yahushua, Shokev, lying, Vayeda, and he knew, because its root is Yada, Ki, that Arku, lo, they were long for him. And he saw him, Yahushua, lying, and he knew that they were long for him. Yemei, which is the construct form of the days of, Cholyo, his sickness. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, ha tach pots. Are you desiring? It's like a questioning, hey. Le hera fe, to be healed. The days of his sickness, and he said to him, are you desiring to be healed? And then we have a Zion, which has a value of 7. So in verse 7. Va ya an. And he answered, ha chole, the sick, meaning the sick man, Adoni, my master, and not ish, a man, iti, with me. Le hush li ke ni, to cast me. And he answered the sick man, my master, not a man with me to cast me. El, which can be into, ha be re ka, the pool. Be he ra esh, in the stirring. Ha mayim, of the water. Uv terem, and before, or and when not yet. Vo, I come into the pool, in the stirring of the water, and when not yet, or and before, I come. Ve'yarad, and he goes down, acher, another, lefanaiv, which is to my face or before me. And he goes down another, to my face or before me. Then we have a chet, which has a value of 8, and we know we're in verse 8. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, unto him, Yahusha, come, arise, sa, carry. And he said unto him, Yahusha, arise, carry. Et grammar marker, mish kav ka, your bedding. The hit halek, and walk, because it's a hit, it's something you do to yourself, and walk. It's like, and he walked, or he made himself walk. Grammar marker, your bedding, and walk. So now we come to verse 9. It's represented with a tet, and we read, uk rega, and like, immediately, shav, meaning returned, ha-ish, the man, le'etano, to his strength, va-yi-sa, and he carried. And the translation, and like immediately returned the man to his strength, and he carried. Et, grammar marker, mishkavo, meaning his bedding. Vayit halak, and he walked. V'hayom, and the day. Ha-hu, meaning that. And I've added was. Yom, which is the day. Ha-shabbat, the Sabbath. Grammar marker, his bedding, and he walked. And the day that, and I've added was, the day of the Shabbat. Then we have a yod, which has a value of 10. So we're in verse 10. Va yomru. And they said, Ha-Yehudim, the Jews, El-tu, Ha-ish, the man, Ha-near-pa, the one healed, Shabbat, the Shabbat. And they said the Yehudim to the man, the one healed, the Shabbat. Ha-yom, today, or the day. Asur, forbidden, leka, for you, la sate, to carry, at et mishkaveka, your bedding. The day, or often translates today, forbidden for you to carry, grammar marker, your bedding. And then we have a yod, value of 10, a left value of 1, we're in 11. Vaya'an, and he answered, Otam, them, lemor, to say or saying, Ha-ish, the man, asher that, he li-ma-ni, healed me, which is it's like saying caused to heal me, but healed me. And he answered them to say, the man who healed me. And then we come to 11b, who, which means he, Amar, said, Elay, unto me, sa, carry, et, mishkav, ka, your bedding, the hit, halek, and walk. He said to me, carry, grammar marker, your bedding, and walk. Then we have a yod, 10, vayet 2, we're in 12. Va yish aluhu, and they asked him, me, who, they, this, and I've added is. Ha-ish, the man, asher that, Amar, he said, leka, to you. And they asked, who, this is the man, who said to you, sa, carry, et, mishkavka, your bedding, ve hit, halek, and walk. Carry, which can also be lift up, grammar marker, your bedding, and walk. And now we come to 13, which is represented with the yod, 10, gimel 3. The ha near pa, and the one healed, lo not, yada, he knew, me who, he, or he is, ki for, sar, he had withdrawn, Yahusha, and the one healed not, he knew who he is, for he had withdrawn, Yahusha, vayelek, lo, and he went for him, or for himself. Ki for, haya, and we could add there was, because haya means was, hamon, meaning the crowd or a crowd, rav, many or great, ba'makom, in the place, hahu, that place. And he went for himself, for there was a crowd great in the place that. Then we have yod 10, dalet 4, and 14, vahi, and it was, Acharei ken, after so, translated generally as afterwards, vayim sa ehu, and he found him, Yahushua, that's who found him, Be'vet, in the house. And it was after so, afterwards, and he found him, Yahushua, in the house. Ha-mikdash, literally, which means the holy, the house, the holy, or translated as the temple. Vayomer, and he said, Elev unto him, Hine, behold, near pa lak, are healed for you. Translated generally, you are healed, right? Right, you are healed. The holy, the temple, and he said unto him, behold, are healed for you. Al not to sif, not to add. And often our translators continue. La chato, to sin. Pen lest teune, lest it shall happen. Eleka, unto you, ra'ah, evil. Not to add or continue to sin. And that could be also like a participle for sinning. Pen lest it shall happen to you evil. Gedolah, which can mean greater. Mizot, from this. Greater from this. And now we have a tet, value of 9, a vav, value of 6, so 9 and 6 is 15. Vayelek, and he went. Ha'ish, the man, vayaged, and he told, la Yahudim, to the Yehudim, ki that Yahushua. And he went, the man, and he told to the Jews that Yahushua, who he, or he is, or he was, Ashir, who refa'o, healed him. He was who healed him. And then we have a tet, value of 9, zion, value of 7. 9 and 7 is 16. These are the two odd ones out in the counting, which we have to get used to. Ve'al, ken. Now, al ken means therefore, and therefore. Radfu, they pursued. Ha-Yehudim, the Jews, et, grammar marker, Yahushua, or Yeshua. And therefore they pursued the Yehudim, the Jews, grammar marker Yahushua. And now we come to 16b, and there's vakshu. And they were seeking ha-mito, his death, or the death of him. Ki for sa, he did, ele, these, ba Shabbat, in the Shabbat. And they were seeking his death, for he did these in the Shabbat. Now we have Yod 10, Zion 7. Now we're back to normal count, so we've got 17. Vaya'an, and he answered, Otam, them. That's a plural them. Yahushua, Avi, my father, Poel, works, Pe'ulato, his activities. It's the same root, so you could say his working. And he answered them, Yahusha, my Father works his activities, his works. Ad, ata, until now. Vegam, and also, anoki, I am, poel, working. And I've used working because it's like a participle form with the cholam above it. Until now, and also I am working. And then we have a Yod 10 Chet 8. We're in verse 18. Oz, which is then, Yosifu, they added. Or you could say they did add, because it's like an imperfect form. Ha-Yehudim, the Jews, levakesh, to seek, et nafsho, his soul or his life. Ki, for. Then they added, or they continued, the Yehudim, the Jews, to seek, grammar marker, his life, his soul. And of course we remember that when we say the Jews, we're talking about like the religious elite. And then we have milavad, besides. And literally that's like from alone, but it's often translated besides. Shir, that, Chilel, he desecrated, et ha-Shabbat, the Shabbat. Gam also, Amar, he said, ki, that. Besides that, he desecrated the Shabbat. Also, he said that, ha-Elohim, the Elohim, who he is, Aviv, his father. Va Yigame, and he was compared. Lelohim, to Elohim. The Elohim, he is his father, and he was compared to Elohim. And then we have a Yod 10 Tet 9. We're in verse 19 now. Vaya'an, and he answered. Yahushua, or Yeshua, Vayomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them, Amen. Truly, Amen. Truly, Ani, I am. And he answered Yahushua, and he said unto them, Truly, truly, I am. Omer, saying, because like a participle form, La came to you, lo not, you call, he shall be able, ha ben, the son, la sought to do, davar, a thing or anything, me naf show, from his, now it could be soul or own being, his being, from his being, because it comes from nefesh, of course, saying to you, not he shall be able, the son, to do a thing from his own being. Bilti, except, 8, grammar marker, share, what, yireh, he shall see, et, grammar marker, aviv, his father, o say, doing, participle form, ki, for, except, grammar marker, what he shall see, grammar marker, his father doing, for, et, grammar marker, share, what, o say, he does or he is doing. Who, he. Gam also haben the son, ya'a say he shall do, kamo who, like him. Grammar marker, what he does or he is doing, because it looks like a participle form. He, also the son, he shall do like him. Then we have a calf, which we know has a value of 20. Key 4, ha of the father, o have, loves or is loving, et, grammar marker, ha been the son, u more re, and he teaches, o to him, ko, all. For the father loves, grammar marker, the son, and he teaches him all. Share that, ya'a say he shall do, ve'od and more, ma'asim deeds, gedolim greater, me'ele from these, and translate usually as than these, that he shall do and more deeds greater from these or than these. And so we come now to 20 part C. Yorehu. Yorehu. He shall instruct him. Le ma'an, so that titamahu, you shall be amazed. He shall instruct him so that you shall be amazed. Then we have a calf 20, aleph 1. We're in 21. Key 4, kasher like that, ha of the father, ya ear shall awaken, ve'ye chaye, and he shall revive, or and he shall cause to live, et ha-metim, meaning grammar marker, the dead. For like that the father shall awaken, and he shall revive, or and he shall cause to live, grammar marker, the dead, can so, gum also, ha ben the son, ye chaye, shall revive or shall cause to live, et asher whom yech putz, he shall desire. So also the son shall revive, grammar marker, whom he shall desire. And now we're in 22, represented with a calf and a veyet. Calf 20, veyet 2. Key 4, ha of the father, lo not, yadin, not shall judge, ish, a man, ki, now these are usually come together, ki im, which means but, natan, has given. That's a perfect form. For the father not shall judge a man, but has given. Ha mishpat, the judgment, kulo, all of it, or it all, beyad, into the hand, ha ben, the son, let ma'an, so that, ye kab do, they shall honor, kulam, all of them, or them all, the judgment, all of it, into the hand of the son, so that they shall honor all of them, et, grammar marker, haben, the son. Ka'asher, like that, yakab, do, they shall esteem or honor, et, ha'av, the father. grammar marker the Son, like that they shall esteem grammar marker the Father. And that finally brings us to the end of the chapter, and we just review our vowel markings, remembering that a kamatz is like a longer sounding A, a patak is a bit shorter, zere is a longer E sound, segol a shorter, shava breaks up the word into its syllables, and cholam is the O sound, shuruk is a shorter U sound, and kubutz is a little bit longer, and then we have a combination, kataf segol it's called, with shavar and a short E, segol. Then we have chirik, the I sound, and then we have a kataf patak with the shorter A sound after the shavar. And then we have the longer A sound in a kataf kamatz. And finally, we come again to our chart just to remind us of the values of the letters and our resources that we are using to help us. So we would just randomly look at some of these, and we have a Mem 40, a Pei 80, Lamed 30, Tet 9, Gimel 3, Vav 6, Chet 8, Nun 50, Zadeh 90, Tav 400, Resh 200, just to try to get these letters and their values into our minds. So we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we do wish you a Shavua Tov, a good week, and we do pray that you are blessed in Yeshua or Yahusha in his great and glorious name. Amen.